Hey everyone, first things first, if you're here for the clickbait title, here's your 3 tips. First one, weigh your piece. If you're having to do multiples and you don't know how much went into it the first time, just weigh it and you'll get a rough estimate of how much you need the second, third, fourth time. Secondly, dust the glitter on your molds instead of using glue to suspend it. You get pretty much the same effect. Third, use little molds turned in reverse as inlays. If you want to see how I made all of these bears, tune in. Pay particular attention to Orange Bear where we bring out the inlay and get a really cool effect. I'll put a timestamp down below if you want to just skip to it. I'm not going to go in order of the rainbow, but we'll have the whole rainbow by the time we get to the end. If that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. It's going to be a long one. Okay. Let's just get the resin in there to his little head. We'll go from there. Wait, that one wasn't down in the head, was it? Okay, he's already got one in the head. Okay, got it. I'm like getting this sense of urgency and I need to stop. Even though, my camera's rolling, obviously. But I'm used to working with one-to-one where even though there's not a super big urgency with one-to-one, it's time critical. And this really just isn't. You really can just take your time and get this how you want it. It doesn't have to just be good enough. Of course, I'm probably just going to make it good enough because I'm lazy. But you can take your time. Crap. They're coming out. This is stupid. See, this is stupid. That's why I don't ever do flower stuff, because it's dumb. I know. User error. The resin's only as smart as the person using it. We're not going to have enough. It's okay. I'll just come back in here later because I have another project I have to do, so I can just top it up with that. And hopefully, one of these projects will actually see the light of day. I'll leave that. Probably put a little... Whenever you make silicone molds, there's always the little bit left at the bottom of the cup, and then you got one of these, which is pretty nifty. You can use it to smoosh down your flowers. Make sure they stay down. I'll just put something slightly heavy on there. I don't want to push down the mold too hard, but I'll just leave this. We'll come back, pop it up, I guess, later. I don't know. We'll leave it. We'll come back. Okay, we're back. Turned out pretty cute. I don't know if I showed the footage of that last layer that I poured, but it was pretty much the same as the first layer. That's it. It's pretty cute, isn't it? This mold is so adorable. I love it. And hey, I wouldn't sweat too much using fake flowers. It's easier than using real flowers. Real flowers are going to release a whole lot more bubbles. Give you a lot more trouble. And usually with the fake ones, there's some wires in there, which allows you to manipulate it a little bit better. So nobody will know. They'll never know. I'd also put some of my flakes on the bottom, hoping they would add some interest to it, but it's just kind of lost with the flowers. So I thought we could come on with the flakes and just have the flakes so we can see them shining up from the bottom. That's cute and all, but let's make another one. So, pro tip, if you weigh your final piece, it'll tell you about how much resin you need. This is in grams, that's 67 grams. And if you do tree math, you'll know that that's about 2.5 ounces. So I'm going to go mix that up. We'll be back. All right. Okay. So for this, I have some 1-to-1, just basic 1-to-1 casting resin. I have this little blend that I made, like blues and greens and golds. Call it my 420 blend. I've never really mixed them straight into the resin before. I always just kind of let them sit on the back and shine up. I had done that with this guy, but it didn't really work out. The flowers are kind of obscuring it. But you can sort of see where it was trying to work, but it didn't. So yeah, I'll just try it again with just the flakes. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump them in. Why not, right? Let's do it. Hopefully it's not too much. I did do this once before with some flakes that were ground down a little bit more fine. It was pretty much just like putting powder in it. Didn't really work out so great. I'm not so sure this will either. They might all just sink. We'll find out. Pretty though. Okay, let's get in there and find out. I probably should be using a deep pour resin for this. It's almost certainly going to flash here, but whatever. Nobody cares, right? Do you care? You don't care. Okay. Wait. We should come down for the money shot. And see, now they all sunk. Now I know they're going to sink. Maybe I should add some glue to it. Yeah, we're just going to do it. Ready? There's quite a few bubbles up underneath his chin that I need to get in there and get out. I'm just going to keep an eye on this one. Come back in a little bit. Put those other flakes on top. Because they keep sinking. And I could get down there and stir them in a little bit, but I know it's just going to make more bubbles, so we'll just leave it. We'll come back. All right. Okay, it's thickened up a little bit. I tried to stir it, but it's down there. So we're just going to put these in the back. I think it's thick enough that they won't sink. Hopefully. How come there's red in there? Hey, nobody said red could get in there. There's hair. There's always hair. Okay. That ought to be it. Alright, we'll leave it. We'll come back. Okay, we're back. I came in after a little while and gave it a bit of a stir because all of the flakes had just completely sunk to the bottom. So well, it just flew out. It was something. I don't know. Yeah, I got all the flakes. Oh, we got all the greeny gold flakes at the top and the Tiffany at the bottom. It's actually really pretty. Got some bubbles under the chin. Those bubbles are hard to get out of the chin. Probably should have used a deep pour for this one, but I'm lazy. Yeah, it's funny because usually like when glitter sinks or whatever, it looks stupid. It's kind of dumb. But in this case, it works. Like the mica flake sinking, it looks really cool like that. So let's do orange bear. I want to do the same thing. I'll like just put them in the head. And then I want to do another thing with his belly or his body. I have one of these these little tiny, is it a candle mold? I think that's what it is. It's one of those expectation versus reality purchases. I was wondering why it was only like 50 cents. I'm like, did somebody make a mistake listing this? No, they didn't. And they got my 50 cents. But oh, what you do? I'm going to use it. That's what I'm going to do. So if you flip this bad boy inside out, ooh, what do you have? You have an inlay. And it fits in there pretty good. So we'll just cover them in pigment. Maybe come back and fill it with black so you can see the chameleons or whatever, but it doesn't matter. We'll get there when we get there. Right now, let's just fill his little head up with some of the flakes. By the way, you like our little guitar bear? Isn't he cute? Okay. There, now we got an audience. I have these mica flakes I made kind of orangey. A little bit of red-ish tone to them, but they mostly read orange and goldy orange. So I think what I'll just do is just put way too many down there. Okay, so let's get some clearing here. I'm just gonna just spray that for good measure. And now we're gonna give it all the squidgies and get those bubbles out. See them? Yeah, there's lots of them. Oh, hello, bubbles. We see you there. And I don't want to leave. Oh, crap. Do I just suck a bunch back down? Probably. Get in there. I hope this mold doesn't give up on me before we get through the whole rainbow. Ooh. Having that much stuff in the head, it's probably not going to matter too much with the bubbles. But if we can get them out, we should get them out. This is the part of, making this stuff that a lot of people gloss over in like short form videos and stuff. And so then the casual viewer, they try it and it's not quite what they were expecting. And more often than not, the complaint from people is that it looks cloudy. What happened? And that's just from all these teeny tiny bubbles. That'll mess up the clarity. Of course, that happens. Just pivot. Treat it like it's a ceramic piece and paint it. All isn't lost in any resin project fail unless you don't mix it right. If you don't mix it right, it's kind of hard to come back from that. Now let's take the little ball. This is one of those little off-brand beauty blender brushes. If you didn't see my other video about it, I'll link it below. Or up there, down there, whatever. This is some just basic chameleon pigment. These little beauty blender brushes are better for doing this. They don't, it doesn't fly around as much. It goes from the brush to the silicone and tends to stay put, for the most part. That looks really gold. I got this, of course, gemstone citrine. I think it's more yellow. But we'll just add some red. Because yellow and red make orange. Huh? It's true. It's true. Oh yeah, it's definitely yellow. super duper yellow. It stinks. Here, I've just got some dye. I'm pretty sure that's what that is too, although it's very transparent. I don't know, it doesn't say either way. It just says colorant, I think. Oh. These are opaque dyes, but if you take it easy with them, they'll still be transparent. Looks pretty orange to me, right? Like that's yellow. This is orange. We got it. All right. So the teddy bear's already got some clear in him. Hold on. Alrighty, to get that finished up, I just kind of came in here and sort of just smooched it around. Make sure I get into all those little open spots. It's a little tricky with a mold like this. If you get a mold and you don't know what to do with it, just rethink it. I was never going to make a candle with this. I wanted to make one of those tabletop lighters, but yeah, that didn't happen either. I might have to put some in this to keep it weighed down. You know what? It'll be okay. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We're just going to do it. You ready? I wasn't thinking about the fact that I wouldn't need this much resin because the inlay is displacing it. Ooh, don't run over, don't you dare. I should just pour it on the other side, but I don't want to get in your way. If you're doing this at home, and if you're new here, you've never seen this type of stuff being done, when you take like a piece of silicone like this and you cover it and you put it in, when you pop it out later, that print is going to be left on the inside of the bear. And it'll look really cool. And because we put the pigment on, it's going to add that extra element of interest. Kind of makes them look like it's like etched glass. It's really, really cool. I think it's going to be pretty good. All right, we're going to leave it. We're going to come back. I'm probably going to have to fill that in with black to get the full effect of the chameleon pigment, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Okay, let's get the inlay out of here. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I'm assuming that's going to show through on the other side. Should I just leave it clear? I was going to fill it with black to make those chameleons pop, but maybe I should just leave it clear. Oh. We take a boat. I know, Jen, I know you're out there and you're like, put some lights in it. No, Jen, you can't put lights in everything, okay? I mean, we can, but I think ultimately what sort of I don't like about putting lights in is the battery eventually dies and you never change it. At least I don't. Because why? Say it back with me. I'm lazy, that's why. So. Oh, goodness, I don't know what to do. I want to ask Jen, but I just know she's going to tell me to put lights in it. She's no help. I joke. She's an immense help. That's really cool. I'm just like really just fascinated with them. I'm like, ooh. We're just going to leave it clear. A reminder, this isn't actually an inlay. It's a candle mold or a soap mold or something like that. It's a little textured rose ball thing. I'll put a link in the description. It was extremely cheap. Of course, it also took 3 weeks to get here. You know how that goes. Anyway, I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to put clear or black in the bear. So, asked Jen. She said clear. I know what she really meant is light. And these are just the other pieces that I did with the leftovers. These are shakers. I'm not going to make this video be 3 hours long and turn these into shakers, but maybe we'll just come back in a different video and do that. For now, we'll put them in the maybe later pile. I hope this mold's actually going to get us through this many castings, because these little cheap molds don't have a whole lot of mileage on them. I'll just make another one, though, if it gets dull or damaged. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, if that's not just the prettiest little teddy bear I've ever seen. Goodness, that's pretty. Wow. You love it? You better love it. And the flakes. Like, they all stink, but it's pretty that way. I like it. I love it. Pretty. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make blue bear. There we go. Alright. It's Easter time, so I have some of this iridescent tinsel that's widely available in the buck tree and what have you. I actually got this at the grocery outlet. Dinner, anybody? I want to put some of this in there, but I'm not about to try to cut this up, so what are we going to do? We're going to grind it. That's what we're going to do. I'll pull a chunk of it off. Or cut a chunk of it. Oh, I don't want to cut it because it'll be everywhere. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm going to shove it in. We need a lid. Can we get a lid? Lid, anybody? Where'd the lid go? So it always got to be something. Can't it just for once be nothing? Alright. I'm going to find the lid. Hold on. Okay, I got the lid. Don't worry, I'm going to mute it. You don't hear any of this. Some of us let videos play while we're sleeping, and nobody wants to wake up to loud noises. Or maybe you do want to wake up to loud noises. Maybe you're that guy. Okay, you ready? Here we go. I'm going to cover it because there's, like, still sort of just loose mica pigment from whenever I was doing this last time. I don't want it flying everywhere. Okay, ready? Here we go. How it is. I think it's safe to say my coffee grinders had it. Oh crap, now it's all tied around the little spinny thing. That's not good. That's a good way to burn out a motor. I can already hear my husband shaming me over this one. Whatever. Oh man. It's caught up on the little thing. Like the Roomba. Dog hair and the Roomba. That's something. Of course, that's a small price to pay. To have someone else vacuum the floor for you. Or something else, rather. It's stuck in there. It's stuck. Man, I didn't want to cut it up, and I'm going to have to anyway. This stuff's stupid. Don't do it. Just don't. Okay. Release. Why you gotta be like that? It's rude. It's rude. Cut it a little, and then we'll grind it a little more. Oh, oh, shut every time. Oh. Yeah, anyway. Let's try again. If we got anywhere. Maybe I'm just doing too much. I'm doing too much, right? I am. I'm gonna have to get my Roomba in here, have it come clean this mess up. Oh, it keeps getting tied up around that little spinny thing. I'm gonna have to cut it again. Don't do this. Don't do it. You've been warned. I did this so you don't have to. Ooh. Oh man, it's all jacked. But you know, I should just take the consequences and just use it like it is, right? Should I? You want me to? Okay. Why not? It's not gonna grind. Will it grind? No. Let's get all this into Blue Bear. We'll go from there. This seems ridiculous. If you've never seen somebody doing this, if you're new to resin, this looks off the wall and dumb, but when all is said and done, it will look extremely cool and extremely sparkly. Gloves. I think I could just, let's just pack it in. You want to be daring? Let's do it. Let's live on the edge. I don't think any's going into his little ears. Okay, this is just stupid. Can I get it all in there, though? I think I have to chop it, huh? I am. I don't want to chop it. But I won't. Well, I probably should have put some resin in here first. I absolutely should have put some resin in here first. I don't want to get my hands all sticky yet. I'll clean this mess up first, and then we'll get sticky. Just trim it. Yeah. Like whatever doesn't want to be in there, just cut it off. This is a professional way, don't you know? Ooh. Oh, it's flying everywhere. Oh, Lord, help us. I should have just cut them up. I saw that lady. Ooh, Billie Holloman. She was cutting them up. Okay. I'm going to keep a little out. We'll chop them up small. Get all this contained. Mix up some resin. We'll come back. We'll fill up Blue Bear. All right. Oopsie, now I'm dripping. Crap. What do you think? You think we're catching bubbles? Most certainly, we'll catch some bubbles. But I think if we're careful, we'll catch any surface bubbles and some of the worst kind of bubbles. So, yeah. I'm going to get the rest of this resin in here, and then I'll leave it. We'll come check it. I'll give it another coat. Trim all that off and lock it in. Hopefully it works out. So Blue Bear's mostly done. It needs to be topped off, so I thought we'll just speed race that and use some UV resin. I have some of this chunky glitter that's in these scam bottles. I see you. I see you scam glitter people with your scam bottles. So I have a little bit of UV resin here. Like, not much of the tinsel got his little toesies, so pretty sure you'll see this glittery sparkle in that one place and only in that one place. It'll look pretty on the bottom Because we know everybody looks at the bottom. No, it's not true. Nobody looks at the bottom. It's cute. It's cute. I might have to do something with all these little buttons. Let's get this cured before it runs over. I already see it trying to run over. This mold isn't level, and neither is my table. So, yeah. I'm going to put it aside and we're going to shove this into the bear. Should I shove it in? Let's just do it. Let's do it. What the hell am I even doing? I can't. Get in there. I'm probably going to have to use like something on top of it to hold it down. That's okay. It's all part of the process. Oh. That's, we're just gonna leave it. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing is I'm squeezing his little head to try to force some of those air bubbles out. Probably wouldn't have hurt me to just like wet this piece first before I shoved it in there, but yeah. That would make things easy on myself, and I don't do that. Okay, let's try that. I think this one's going to end up being a lot like the blue one. Oh, God. This is deja vu. Okay. It's sticking up a lot. Get in there. Get in there. Well, anyway. Okay, don't try this at home, kids. This was dumb. Why didn't anybody tell me this was dumb? This is so dumb. What have I done here? And so, just so we're clear, I'm about, I want to say, 15 minutes away from when I finish stirring this, and it's only just now starting to warm up. So that tells me that I need to get a move on. I've exceeded sort of the recommended working time. and it's only going to get thicker from here out, so we need to move it. I'm going to dump this resin into another mold I have. Anyway, that should do it. We're going to leave him. We're going to come back. Okay, let's get Purple Bear out of here. I just top coated him a little bit with like some purple UV resin. It came out nicer than I expected it to. All right, let's do a red bear and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so the audio on Pink Bear got screwed up, so we're doing a voiceover. I'm starting with some red and white acrylic ink, because if you know, like I know, pink's kind of a hard color to get with alcohol inks and stuff, so it's easier just to mix it up. And I used an ever so slight amount. You have to be careful with acrylic inks because they're opaque. If you use just a little tiny bit, they'll still read transparent. I'm kind of going for this baby pink. I'm not like a huge fan of pink, but yeah, no. I thought we might as well include it in the rainbow. Hey, here I want to share a little tip with you about making chunky glitter look like it's suspended in the resin. Normally, I know you're all saying it, get some glue. No, we're not using the glue. What I'm gonna do is just dust it on. And what it'll do is some of it will sink, but some of it will cling to the edges. And then when you put the transparent in there and you unmold it, it'll look like it's suspended. I'm not into the glue hack because it thickens the resin, and when the resin's really thick, it makes it hard to release the bubbles. Yeah. So I'll just dust it around and whatever sticks, and then we can just dump the rest back into the resin and see what happens. Also, just a heads up, I lost the unmolding footage to this, so we're just going to cut to the glam shot. We had problems with production on Pink Bear, okay? It was a problem. And also, hey, props to this cheap-ass little mold from that cheap-ass website that sells cheap-ass stuff, because I cast in this thing, I think about 11 times. I cast this thing 11 times and it's still kicking. So, hey, props to you guys. I'll try to put a link in the description. Okay, so I went ahead and dumped the rest of the glitter into the resin, and we're going to fill her up and let her cure. Don't blink because you're going to miss it. Okay, let's get little Red Bear out of here. I don't know if I recorded myself making Red Bear. I feel like I didn't, but if not, we filled him up with red alcohol ink, a little bit of glitter, popped the inlay in, and that's that. There we go. That's what I was going for. My original Red Bear, he just came out too opaque. You can't even see the detailing in the belly. So this is good. This is no good. Even though this is still good. We'll give this to somebody. Somebody will end up with this bear. I'm probably going to end up filling them in when I get some clear resin just on the side. But just put something white behind him so you can see a little bit better. Yeah, he's cute. So who's your favorite? Red? Orange? I quite like orange. He's cute. Yellow. If I have to keep any of them, I guess I'm keeping yellow. This is the thing about using artificial flowers, is that they're going to stay that way, and nobody really knows the difference if you're using real ones or fake ones. Real flowers are pretty delicate and hard to handle. Fake ones, not so much. And then we got green bear. Blue bear. Purple bear. And last but not least, pink bear. Alright, that ought to about wrap it. And if you got this far into the video, as always, appreciate you watching. Hope you learned something. Hope you try something. Till next time, folks. Bye.